In the ABCs of computer components, we touched on the motherboard, which contains the CPU, the brains of the computer. In this installment, we will further discuss components contained on the motherboard: ROM, RAM, cache, slots for expansion cards, sound video cards, and the network interface card, or NIC. ROM is read-only memory. Read-only memory is also known as firmware and is an integrated circuit programmed with specific data when the electronic is manufactured. ROM chips are contained in other electronics besides computers, like Roku, Apple TV, gaming consoles, etc. RAM, or random access memory, is considered random because you can access any memory cell directly if you know the intersection of rows and columns in the cell. RAM is the hardware in a computing device where the operating system, application programs, and data in current use are kept so they can be quickly reached by the device's processor. RAM is the main memory in the computer, and it is much faster to read from and write to than other kinds of storage, such as the hard disk drive, or a solid-state drive, or even an optical drive. Random access memory is considered to be volatile. That means data is retained in RAM as long as the computer is on, but it is lost when the computer is turned off. When the computer is rebooted, the OS and other files are reloaded into RAM, usually from a hard disk drive or a solid-state drive. Random access memory does not store permanent data. That's why it's called volatile. We can liken RAM to short-term memory and a hard disk drive to long-term memory. Cache is a hardware or software component that stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster. The data stored in a cache might be the result of an earlier computation or a copy of data stored elsewhere. Expansion slots are for the installment of expansion cards. Expansion cards expand the computer's capability. It also contains the MPEG decoder. MPEG is a set of rules devised by the Moving Picture Experts Group, and those rules are used to convert video data into MPEG-1 or MPEG-2 formats for video CDs, super video CDs, and DVDs. A sound card is used to produce sound on a computer that can be heard through speakers or headphones. A video card and graphics card work along the same principles. The CPU, working in conjunction with software applications, sends information about the image to the graphics card. The graphics card decides how to use the pixels on the screen to create the image. It then sends that information to the monitor through a cable. The network interface card, or NIC, gives the computer the ability to join a wired or wireless network. And the way that we access these added capabilities are via ports: USB, HDMI for the monitor or video screen, RJ45 for wired network connections, Bluetooth for wireless connections, and a plug for plugging in speakers or headphones. And these are the components in a nutshell. Thanks for watching.